When it comes to medical conditions, most of us have heard about common disorders and diseases. But what about those rare conditions that often leave people stunned from the shock? In today's video, let's take a look at those extraordinary people born with the most bizarre of medical conditions. Make sure to stick around until the end, because you will not want to miss out on seeing our top 3 choices of the most bizarre medical conditions we've seen. Also, don't forget to leave us a like on this video, and if you'd like to join this month's Star 5 giveaway of a brand new iPhone 12, then all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and watch this video until the end to find and comment the hidden message. Good luck! Number 10. Andriy Puta, neurofibromatosis. Let's begin our list with the 34-year-old man, whose rare condition has left millions jaw-dropped. Meet Andriy Puta, the Malaysian native, who was born with the neurocutaneous condition called neurofibromatosis. Known to form masses and tumors on nerve endings, neurofibromatosis is said to have variable expression, meaning every patient suffering from NF will have a different clinical presentation. Born with a small blemish that was thought to disappear in a few weeks, Andriy's condition just kept getting worse and worse. And by the time Puta reached his early 30s, he was carrying around 70 pounds of tumor mass on his face and upper body. But fortunately enough, doctors and plastic surgeons were able to remove most of his face tumors, which gave Andriy a brand new quality of life. As shared by Puta himself, "It cheers me up. I feel lightweight and I have more confidence. I'd like to say thanks to the team at the hospital and all the doctors who helped facilitate my surgery." Number 9. Juliana Wetmore, Treacher-Collins syndrome. Up next at number 9, we have the little girl who was born without a face. Ever since her birth, Juliana Wetmore's parents knew their daughter was truly extraordinary. Born with Treacher-Collins syndrome, little Juliana left the doctors and nurses shocked and dismay. Treacher-Collins syndrome, or TCS for short, is a genetic disorder that causes facial structure deformities. Often involving the cheekbones, nose, and eyes, Juliana has trouble speaking and communicating with people around her. Even though her tracheotomy tube sometimes gets in the way of Wetmore communicating with her friends, the 10-year-old girl is not that different from her peers. From playing on the playground to dancing around the house, Juliana's TCS diagnosis hasn't stopped her from living life to the fullest. Number 8. Alyssa Pursley, trimethylaminuria. Coming in at number 8 is the teen Alyssa Pursley, who was born with a disorder that causes her to smell like fish. This bizarre medical condition, known as trimethylaminuria, prevents the breakdown of the biochemical compound, trimethylamine. And the result of the hindered breakdown is a rotten fish-like smell that evaporates from the body. For many years, Alyssa was made fun of for her medical condition, from being bullied at a young age to low self-esteem. Pursley has seen the other side of suffering from a rare disorder. But ever since Alyssa joined her softball team and met people who saw beyond her condition, the 17-year-old's been on a journey of support and acceptance. Number 7. Samara Rose Ingraffia, erythromelalgia. Taking our number 7 place is the young woman who can't help but feel a burning sensation every day of her life. Samara Rose Ingraffia was born with a rare medical condition, known as erythromelalgia, also called man-on-fire syndrome. Samara's disorder causes her to experience a burning feeling inside her body. Described as constant second-degree burns on skin, Samara has lived most of her life trying to cope with her condition. As expressed by the 28-year-old, "It's really hard to remember what my life was like before this. I've definitely missed out on life a lot. It's so hard to imagine what normal life is like. It's been so long." Number 6. Kara Anaya, persistent genital arousal disorder. Up next at number 6, let's take a look at a medical condition so rare, only a handful of cases have been reported worldwide. Kara Anaya is a 37-year-old mother who spends up to 6 hours every day in a constant state of arousal. Diagnosed with persistent genital arousal disorder, the Arizona native can have up to 180 orgasms in just 2 hours. No matter if she's picking up her 10-year-old son from school or going to the supermarket for food, Kara is always aroused without her control. Here's how Anaya described her everyday routine, having to deal with her rare diagnoses and medical condition. "It's ruining my life because it messes with your head. Your body's running on a high, on an up and down, so it really affects your moods." Number 5. Lizzie Tenney, xeroderma pigmentosum. If you've ever heard about some people being allergic to sunlight and thought it was a myth, then get ready to be shocked, because our number 5 spot goes to the Utah native who can't have direct contact with the sun. Lizzie Tenney is 1 out of 300 people in the United States, born with the rare medical disorder known as xeroderma pigmentosum. Unable to repair damaged DNA by the harmful ultraviolet or UV rays, Lizzie is forced to take extreme protective measures, as just a few minutes of daylight exposure can have detrimental consequences for Tenney. Having undergone 43 skin cancer surgery procedures, Lizzie has adapted her entire life to accommodating xeroderma pigmentosum. Number 4. Prabhu congenital nevus. At our number 4 spot, we have the 24-year-old university student who was born with huge moles across his face and body. India native Prabhu Lal was born with an extreme case of congenital nevus. The young student has lived most of his life ashamed and embarrassed of the dark moles that cover the right side of his face and the upper body. Without a clear treatment plan in mind, the 24-year-old had to come to terms with accepting the body he was born in. Even though he spent most of his childhood away from people and the public, Prabhu Lal's mother inspired the university student to overcome his insecurities and appreciate life to the fullest. Number 3. Jody Robson, Klein-Levin syndrome. While most of us might wish for a good night's sleep, Jody Robson hopes for totally the opposite. Meet the 29-year-old mother of 2 who can't help but be asleep for days on end. Believed to be born with Klein-Levin syndrome, the Birmingham native can fall asleep for up to 11 days at a time. This rare neurological disorder hinders the young mother's life in ways most of us can't comprehend. Jody's episodes are so severe, she even slept through the birth of her first child. As described by Robson, she can't help but miss out on important anniversaries, celebrations, and holidays. One moment I've closed my eyes, and the next I've woken up and it's 2 or 3 weeks later. I've missed holidays and my sister's 18th birthday because I was in an episode. Number 2. Kiana Smith, port wine stain. Coming in at our number 2 spot is the 41-year-old Australian native who's become infamous for a rare medical condition. Kiana Smith was born with a dark purple pigmentation on her face, which is known as a port wine stain. With the birthmark covering her left side of the face and upper chest, Kiana has lived most of her life being called the Purple People Eater. But fortunately enough, the 41-year-old was given the opportunity to shrink the size of her birthmark using special laser treatments and surgery. After successful medical procedures, Kiana is more than happy with the results that have decreased the size of her port wine stain. Number 1. Katie Renfro, mystery condition. And last but not least, let's talk about the extraordinary person whose medical condition is yet to be diagnosed by doctors and medical field professionals. Even though Katie Renfro was reported with megalencephaly at birth, doctors have still failed to give the 12-year-old a concrete diagnosis. Along with the characteristic overgrowth in the brain, Katie can't walk, can't talk, or eat by herself. But even with numerous operations and medical procedures, Katie's diagnosis or prognosis is still unknown. But apart from her adversities and one-of-a-kind condition, Katie's mother Angie believes her daughter is just like any other child her age. Katie's happy. She loves to do almost everything any other kid would love to do. And with that, we end today's video. Which of these medical conditions did you find the most bizarre? Are there any others that we missed and you think deserve a spot on our list? Leave us your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, make sure you subscribe and give us a like. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from Star 5. Thanks for watching. Until next time.